Hello folks, Typhoon Carter here, and I bring to you a Smogon Premier League 17 matchup. This is a Week 4 showdown between Marshall Law and former Washington Wizards All-Star Gilbert Arenas. No, I'm just kidding, it's Marco P, also known as Marco Pierre White. I mean, what? No, it's just Marcop, everybody. This is actually a rematch between these two, and I believe this will be their fourth meeting in like the last couple, in just like the last 6 months or so, or something along those lines. But yeah, so this is a rematch from Invitational. These guys have fought each other several times, and hopefully that series is going to be uploaded on the Revival channel soon by the time I have it up on my channel. Anyways, not the point here, but Marshall Law make his debut for the Stark Sharks, and Marcop is just honing it down for Cryonicles, but he's had a bit of a rough season so far, as he's at 1-2, but he can turn things around here. Whereas for the Sharks, they were rotating their old gens lineup a little bit, and Malekith got moved out of DPP to go try and salvage their RBY slot or something, because their old gens have surprisingly been kind of all over the place. So Marshall's make his debut here. It was a bit of a surprise to see him go very late in the auction, but from what I understood, there were some prior history with his attitude or something several years back. But he's finally back playing SPL again. And again, Marshall, he's a former Smogon Tour winner, way back in the day. Marcop, he won DVP Cup a few years ago, and obviously had a strong showing, had a money finish in Revival. I'm not going to spoil that for those who don't know, but for those who do know, they know. And he has a PC backing him up. So interesting matchup here. Let's jump right into this. Gyarados lead, Gliscor lead. Interesting lead matchup here. Gyro can probably just waterfall here, but the Gliscor, Marcop either bringing a very bulky team, or it could be a Gliscor lead disguising as an offense. Maybe it's like Scarf Gliscor. I know Oipons used that lead a while back, or at least I know he experimented with it a little bit, from what I saw when I had to prepare against him in DPP Cup. But Gira lead, so Marshall would just bring some hard offense here. Thunderfangs here doesn't actually kill, and Waterfall doing significant damage here, but gonna have to switch out into Donphan. Powerful stealth rocks there by Marcop, getting the rocks up right as the Donphan comes in. And Marshall, going in there just to cover the possible Thunderfang play, and even something like Ice Fang's not gonna do a whole lot. But Donphan's gonna threaten this Gliscor out with an Ice Shard, so he could try Rapid Spin here. We'll see what he does. Goes into Gengar. Rapid Spins here. Gengar could just sub up here, and it could be a huge problem for Donphan. But if Marshall, say, has a bulky Jirachi or something like that, then he might be okay. We'll see how he responds. Oh, huge Focus Blast miss here. Just gets head smashed on the way in here, and now it's just got threatened to Gengar with a Ice Shard, and that Focus Blast missing was huge. I think Marcop was trying to go for the outplay, try to cover the Tyranitar entry or Scizor entry with that. But yeah, that was unfortunate. Head Smash, not a super common move on Donphan, generally, because the thing with Donphan is that it has a lot of moves it can run, right? This thing has Seed Bomb, which most people probably don't even know that Donphan has Seed Bomb. It has Assurance, it has Rapid Spin. There's so many combinations of moves you can use with Donphan, and it will be perfectly functional. And Marcop's got to go into Scizor, cover up the Ice Shard, and got SD up here right as the Rapid Spin occurs. If I'm Marcop, I'm probably SDing again. EQ's here, and the Scizor going to probably nab a KO here. And this tells there's probably a mag coming in, or Metagross just got explode here. And oh, that might have been a mistake for Marcop, because I think, so the meta exploding there, a bit of a surprise. I think if you are Marcop, I think you should have just roosted there because you were going to take a lot of damage regardless. But sorry. Oh man. But there's also the off chance that the Scizor might not have roost there. But we'll find out soon enough. Magneton's just gonna trap this Scizor, and it's just gonna go down just like that. But Magnezone will get the reverse counter trap off. But yeah, I mean, I think Markov's probably just kicking himself, like thinking that, hey, you know what, like, probably should have just roosted there if he has it, but especially on the meta exploding, I'm not sure what else maybe he was afraid of a scarf trick or something. Maybe that's why he settled for the U-turn. But yeah, feels like a huge missed opportunity there. And the Tyranitar's gonna come in, going to threaten the Magnezone. And oh, powerful click there by Marshall, and that was a perfect mid ground for several reasons. One, because Crunch, like, even if the Magnezone stays in, it's like T-Tar's bulk means that like a Hidden Power Ground is just not, if it was Hidden Power Ground, it's just not gonna take it out so easily. Covers the Gliscor, covers the Gengar. So yeah, that was a good click from Marshall. And T-Tar's gonna come in here, gonna threaten a Superpower. Superpower doing 49%, not quite enough to actually KO. But this Donphan is now actually an immense problem. And oh, okay, pretty good play there. And T-Tar's gonna come in yet again. Gonna crunch this time, but Marshall, this endgame, reasonably favored for Marshall, but Marcop's T-Tar could also obviously crit, and then, you know, take things back, if you want to call it that. So opted to play for the crit here, and oh, question is he going to get this? Okay, gets this Death Drop, sure. And oh, actually wins this. Oh, so it was actually a speed tie. Oh, but that was probably the worst time to actually lose this speed tie if you're Marcop, because one, the T-Tar being this low means that the Donphan can just pick it off with Ice Shard. And Donphan actually just cleans up here. Magnezone gonna come in here. It's obviously Scarf. Gonna try to get a crit, doesn't get it, and Donphan just wins the game. So Marshall's gonna go to 1-0, and Marcop gonna go to 1-3. So brutal start. And yeah, Marcop expressing some frustration in the game chat, talking about every week with this. Yeah, Marcop's actually not had some. I mean, yeah, he hasn't really played bad by any stretch of the imagination. Because, like, you know, like, as I've commentated these games in SPL, it was like, in like his prior 3 matches, like, there was not really an instance where I could say yes, he threw the game away, or yes, he played extremely poorly. But this was maybe the first time all tournament where I felt like maybe Marcop had a missed opportunity, namely with the Scizor. Because like the Magneton probably would not have easily killed the Scizor on the trap, because most Magnetons, again, don't run Hidden Power Fire. Hidden Power Ground, from what I've observed, seems to be kind of like the popular trend now with these Scarf Magnetons, which is like a valid alternative because of the fact that, one, you can get rid of Heatran easier, which, but you usually see that more in stall teams, because of the fact that, you know, something like a Spectran, huge threat. And as for Marshall's last here, I mean, this team is very grounded. I would expect it to be a Latias last, based on the structural makeup of this team. Because like you have the Metagross as the steel to get stabilized things. Donphan can in some ways operate as like half a steel, which sounds really weird, but like in terms of like defensive, in terms of like a defensive anchor for this kind of team that Marshall was running. So there's that, and the other option is that the Magneton could be enabling like another different kind of threat. Well, it is enabling the Metagross, but like maybe like a Bulky Scizor. Actually, no, that team would be a little bit too grounded. But yeah, something like a Latias. There's a couple options for what Marshall's last could be. But with that being said, though, if you guys enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.